Welcome to Colts Talk, presented by Prize Picks. Billy BB back with you with a packed show to get into today. First, the Deebo Samuel rumors are back in our life, so we will talk about that a little bit here, Colts fans. Lou Anarumo with good things to say about Laiatu Latu. We'll jump into that one. The best kept secret for the Colts. Bleacher Report let the secret out. We'll talk about that one. And then a minor roster move we'll discuss at the end of the show. It begins with Deebo Samuel. Not the first time, not the last time. We will talk about Deebo here on Colts Talk. Indy's got $20+ million to spend. They will be connected to a lot of free agents. They have one of the largest remaining salary caps in general. So Deebo's been one of the wide receiver options we have discussed as a possible free agent. You guys have kind of seen what I've thought about the wide receiver 2 position and the wide receiver room in general. ESPN's Matt Bowen listed the Colts as the best fit for Deebo Samuel at this point in time. Bowen saying the Colts added veteran wide receiver Nick Westbrook-Ikhine this offseason, but Samuel would bring a unique skill set to coach Shane Steichen's offense as a complement to Alec Pierce and slot man Josh Downs. Steichen can create a long runway for Samuel to get up to speed on crossers while building in manufactured touches on screens and fly sweeps. Really learned a lot about Deebo if you don't know already on that one. Signing Samuel, who caught 72 passes last season in Washington, would also give quarterback Daniel Jones another catch-and-run target alongside tight end Tyler Warren. Both Samuel and Warren ranked in the top 15 of yards after the catch last season. So learning a lot about where Deebo is. I'll be honest, I was telling producer Aiden Paris, I kind of forgot how much Deebo played and what he kind of did for Washington last year. Also, we do want to ask you guys, you know how we roll here early in the show. Do we give Deebo a deal? Should the Colts sign Deebo Samuel? Type S for sign or P for pass. What do you think on Deebo Samuel? Let us know. So, yeah, I got to be honest. I don't know why. I kind of just felt like Deebo was hurt most of last season. I think it was the year before, though, that I'm thinking of with San Francisco. And I don't think he popped necessarily with Washington, but a better year than I remember in general. So, again, this is a very unique receiver. I think we've gotten far enough away from the San Francisco stuff that we may be forgetting what this guy can do, what he can do for this team in general. The word of the day is going to be juice, the juice he can bring to the Colts wide receiver group. And look, this is a group, admittedly, when I look at them, when I look at what they've kind of got going here, the initial thought for me is not enough. We have Laquan Treadwell at that wide receiver 2 spot. It's more Nick Westbrook-Ikhine at this point in time. I know a lot of you are excited about Burks. I mean, we're talking about opposite Alec Pierce, right, in general to play that. I like Josh Downs. Tyler Warren's going to do a lot for you. Burks is an exciting, seventh rounder in general, almost an undrafted free agent. Look, a couple names there that are like, yeah, we'll see what you can do. We'll see what kind of excitement you can bring to the table. At this point in time for Indy, I look at that room. And it's not like it's the end of the world. It's not the weakest group on this team in general, but the wide receiver group is worse than they were a year ago. You lose Michael Pittman, and you kind of replace Michael Pittman with some odds and ends, right? Some, the Nick Westbrook-Ikhine free agency, the Deion Burks late draft pick. Deebo Samuel would bring the juice back to that group. I'm not going to say Deebo gets you back to where you were in 2025. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. However, I think it would be smart to make a move like this, look at a move like this, and think about what you need in your wide receiver room and if you have enough in your wide receiver room. Reminder, today's show is presented by America's #1 sports picks app. That is Prize Picks. Yes, we've told you about Prize Picks before. We're going to do it again on today's show. I love the Prize Picks app. I'm using it every single day right now because the lineups are so easy to put together. You just pick more or less than a few player stats and lock in your lineups. Right now, I'm reminding you guys the basketball playoffs are a great time to win cash while watching sports on Prize Picks, but they won't be going on for much longer. Here's a lineup that worked out for our guys on Knicks Now last night. You can see it's a 6-pick power play, and they went less on every single pick here. They got really less happy, and that's how they were feeling, and it was Game 7, and they thought it was going to be physical rough, so they went less on all 6 picks there. So that was from Knicks Now. Shout out the boys over there. And if you follow us here at Chat Sports, your favorite Chat Sports hosts, You can see lineups like that before they even go up with the new social feeds feature. You can share prize picks with your friends and copy lineups with a single click. That includes me. That includes producer Aiden Paris. You follow us on the Prize Picks app, tailor-fade our picks, and get the picks before they even get posted. Follow me at Billy_BB. Follow Aiden at CSAP. New user offer for you guys right now. If you don't have the app, download the Prize Picks app today with the link in the comments and description. Then use code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Certain things catch our eye here on Colts Talk. We want to bring them to the table, not only to let you guys know what's happening, but to get your reaction in general. The edge rusher position, the defensive end group, everything we've kind of talked about here, with getting after the quarterback has been very important. It's been a major need. Laiatu Latu is a guy that we are expecting big things from. He was a high draft pick for the Colts just a few years ago. Defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo is projecting big things from this guy heading into year 3 of his NFL career. Here's what Lou had to say. He's not built like a typical defensive end. Great lower body, strong, but when you see him up top, his upper body wasn't as developed. He done a great job of getting stronger over his career so far. He's a jack of all trade. This is where the prediction come in. He likes different things off the field. He's going to be unbelievable as he continues his process as a football player. He was on his way to 10-plus sacks last year. I think he'll get there this year, without a doubt. He's always dialed in as a worker, as a teammate. Everything about him says team. So we have heard from Chris Ballard. We have heard from now Lou Anarumo, the excitement around a guy like Laiatu Latu, thinking about the role that they will play in 2025. Lou saying he was on his way to 10 sacks. He played a pretty full season, so I don't know if he was on his way to 10 sacks or if just that's who he was last year. However, hey, you see these guys, you see first-round picks, you hear this, hear that. Lou giving us a little extra info on, hey, he was getting right strength-wise, building his body up, getting used to the NFL. I think that kind of stuff's super, super interesting in this world, and that's why we kind of like to bring you these kinds of things. So Lou Anarumo expecting big things from Latu there. I'm expecting big things from Latu and my guy JT. Those guys were higher draft picks, first and second round picks by the Colts. And I look at free agency and what the Colts have done / not done in free agency at the edge rusher, defensive end, whatever you want to call it, their position. Look, they got Arden Key. I like Arden Key. I think I gave Arden Key a B minus signing. That's what he was. But, we wanted Trey Hendrickson. We wanted Joey Bosa, right? And we kind of joked that, hey, the Colts, they went with the Moneyball approach on this sort of thing. And then I think part of that Moneyball approach is they're going to bank on Latu and bank on JT. So those two guys have to step up. And look, sometimes it's as simple as play like a first-round pick, play like a second-round pick. If they can get that from those two guys, I won't be as worried about the edge rusher position. How many sacks will Laiatu Latu have in 2026? That is the question. Lou predicting 10-plus, more than 10 sacks for him there, but we'll leave it up to you guys to give your prediction on it as well. All right, finishing out the show, a couple more things to get to before we finish out here on Colts Talk. A little bit of a player spotlight for C Tanor Bortolini. The center was revealed as Bleacher Report's pick for the Colts as their best-kept secret going into both camps and preseason and all that going into 2026. Best-kept secret on the offensive line. Interesting stuff there. And again, a younger player for the Colts that they have turned into a starting offensive lineman, right? Former fourth-round pick, and we were talking about Jalen Farmer. And we talked about, hey, the Colts have a good knack for making these guys into actual starters and actual guys that can play. Bortolini pretty good last year and has been a good transition from Ryan Kelly to Bortolini. Shane Steichen noting he's a big fan of what Bortolini offers to them in space. Very athletic, very quick-footed. When they run the ball certain ways, when they move the offense a certain way, they can rely on their center to get out there and move around a little bit, right? Not just be stiff, not just be a weighted rock. Bortolini can get out there and move around. And again, younger player in the NFL in general, played well so far, and there's a couple guys I've talked about. It's good year 1, year 2, should keep going, should keep progressing, should be big thing. So the best kept secret on the Colts is their center, according to Bleacher Report, Tanor Bortolini. Finally, some news, just light roster stuff here, some cleanup, some things we want to keep you up to date on. These are some guys that we wanted to note got cut, waived from the Colts here. They officially did get a deal done with Anderson Castle, the Duke running back, but they have waived Jordon Vaughn, the running back, both undrafted free agents. So Vaughn done already. Castle's going to remain with the team. And hey, we said Castle's a short down back, right? Power runner, those sort of opportunities. Clearly has made a name for himself early here. You look at some of the other guys, running back wise, still some competition there with Lincoln Pear. Bentley is still going to go at it with Castle. I think those 3 guys are probably competing for 2 spots, maybe 1 spot at the running back position. We've only heard good things right now about Seth McGowan. We did note the legal trouble before, but that seems well past him at this point in time. Thanks for tuning in to Colts Talk. A reminder, if you want all the latest news and rumors on the Indianapolis Colts, the best thing you can do is hit that sub button for free right now.